Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. It's good to be with you. It's good to share with you. It's good to connect with you. Here's what I understand. We turn everything into life. Now, can you embody that? Do you really understand what I'm saying? We turn everything into life. The simplest way to break that down is when we drink water. We turn that into our body. Realize our body's somewhere between 70 and 85% water. So the water we take in, we turn into life. The food that we take in, we turn into life. The body takes that food. It creates new cells, replaces old cells with that food. Do you realize that the experience that you have with a person, you take in, and it creates your life experience based on how you look at it? So knowing that we turn everything into life, how aware are you about the things you're doing and the attitude in which you are doing them? You see, that's critical. Understanding what is the attitude in which you do things combined with what you're doing, knowing that that's turning you into life. It's really fascinating how we can do things but have the wrong attitude. And the wrong attitude sets up, how do I say this? It sets up a rejection. We reject it because we don't believe it. You see, this is really the key. What we do and how we do it tells the universe, or that power within us, I call it the law of cause and effect, call it the law of reciprocity, call it God, call it spirit, call it anything you want. But what you feed it creates belief. And your belief creates. So the question is, do you believe that you turn everything into life? It's a question well worth examining. Realize this. I got this really clearly last week, meditating all week long. I think we did about 40 hours of meditation in the course of 7 days. What I came to realize is that when I got really, really, really deep into meditation, I was able to let go of the image of my body. I was able to let go of the ego and what it represented. And I really understood that what I am is a wave of energy. And the wave of energy that I am vibrates at a frequency. And that frequency that I vibrate at determines who I'm harmonious with, who I'm not harmonious with, what I'm harmonious with, what I'm not harmonious with. And so my energy frequency attracts only that which is like me and wants to repel anything that's not like me. So if something's coming into your life and it's not the right thing, you're guided toward it. I know, for example, if I eat fried foods, my body tells me it's not in alignment with the frequency of my body. And so if my body has to fight, it has to fight the food I'm getting in because it doesn't agree with it. What kind of body is it going to turn that food into? It's a good question. It's a question you have to ask yourself, because I don't know your answers. Only you know your answers. Then if you're with a person and it's an obligation and you don't want to be with them, you got to ask, what am I turning that relationship into as an experience in my life? And is it an experience that I choose to have? That's a hard one. That's a very difficult one. Because many people feel an obligation to stay with people. Once you embody the idea of self-love, once you embody the idea that you're worthy, you'll stop sacrificing. Here's what I know, is that we've been conditioned to sacrifice. And in my mind, that's a bunch of poppycock. I don't sacrifice for anyone. If I don't choose to do it with all the love in my heart and put my full being in it, I don't do it. I am not obligated by anything and anyone to do anything. I came here as a free expression of consciousness to experience, to create, to experience, to enjoy, to create again life. Every moment you and I have infinite do-overs. Think about that. Every moment we have do-overs. And what are we trying to do? To have a greater experience of life. Everything that happens to us, that we experience, is to bring us to a greater sense of awareness. So my number one value is to become more aware. What's really interesting is that after going through the workshop last week, I've dedicated the next year of my life to experiencing Kundalini energy moving from my root chakra all the way up through my pineal gland into my crown, and to experience what it's like to merge into the infinite with that energy. Why? Why would I choose that? Because my number one value is to become more aware. And when I learn that, I can teach it. And teaching is my number two value. My number three value is interpersonal connection. Well, when you connect with the infinite, how much more connection can you possibly have? You see, when I made the choice last week to dedicate a year of my life to this, I asked, did it serve my top three values? And the answer was an overwhelming yes. So what's happened for me, and I'm sharing my practical life so that maybe it might inspire you in whatever area you're looking at. So what happened for me was I came out of the retreat, and now I'm doing meditative type processes 3 hours minimum a day. I've cleared my schedule of things that weren't serving me. Now, you're going to say to me, Lee, I got to do everything I got on my calendar. No, you don't. How much time are you playing in social media? How much TikToking are you doing? How much YouTube are you watching? And is it good YouTube? Because if you're watching me on YouTube, this might be good YouTube. How much Instagram are you doing? How much Twitter are you doing? How much reading of the news are you doing? How much watching TV are you doing? How much fantasizing are you doing about nothing that's important? Here's what I know. When I was in the corporate world, we had studies. If a person had an 8-hour day and they worked 3 hours, you got a lot of work out of them. I want you to take that into your own life. And how much of your life are you really working toward what you want? Jean says, good morning. Forgot to check in. Hey, check in out there, all you people. I see Laura and Heidi and Carly, and I see Carol and Kai and Ely. I see Jean. I see JR and Kane and Ronan. I see you out there. Anyone else? Check in. Let me know you're out there. I like seeing your names because then I can resonate with your energy. I can know that we're a vibrational match. And you can know I'm a vibrational match, and you're not shy. And look at Alex checked in. I want you to know, Alex, I met another Alexandria Alex at this thing, and she was from Italy, and she was very, very, very introverted. And I saw her sitting by herself, so I sat at this table. It's in a ballroom that seats 1,800 people. She was by herself. So I sat next to her, and she was really, really, really shy. Remember, I'm talking about we turn everything into life. So I sat down with her, and I started to ask some questions. And then I found out she came from Italy. And I asked the question, what's your favorite Italian food? And right then, she lit up. You know, the light goes on, you can see it in the eyes. You found the right question. And so I turned that non-relationship into one where every time we saw each other, we went deeper. We got out of the shallow and we went into the depths of our experience in meditation. You see, we can turn any situation into life. The question is, what life are you choosing? What life are you choosing to turn your thoughts, your words, your feelings, and your actions into? That's a great question. Here's a question I would follow up with. Choose, or it's not even a question, it's a comment for you to consider. Choose expansive things. Because if you're not expanding, you're going to be bored. You know what I mean? You're going to be bored because there's a natural DNA within each of us to expand and to experience more. And when we do that, we are in the flow of life. Well, that's my message for today. I want you to know how grateful I am that you took time out of your day to check in. I want you to know, as much as I love doing this for me, seeing you out there gives me energy. It helps me turn my life into a greater expression of myself. I hope I do that for you. Make it your best day ever, and know I love you just like you are. Until next time, aloha.